This is one of those tricks that's so good, it'll even fool your magician friends. So you're going to grab a deck of cards, and you're going to ask them to cut off about a third of the deck. And you'll ask someone else to cut this pack in half. And then you'll remind them that this section of the deck now, this was what was in the middle of the pack. So there's no way you could possibly know where any of these cards are or what that top card is. Now I'm going to look away and I'm going to show you what that card is. So you've got that card now. And then I would ask the spectator to just mix these cards up as much as they want. It's a free shuffle. I can look away while they're doing this, so I couldn't possibly know what card it was, and I wouldn't even know where the card is in this pack. Then I would ask them to take this bunch of cards, shuffle them up as much as they want. When they're satisfied, you're going to look at the top card of this pile. So again, I'm going to look away. So now you have two cards that you know of. We have the third pack, which we're also going to shuffle. So now this entire deck has been completely mixed up. Put these cards on top of here, put these cards on top of there. Now there's no possible way that I could possibly know what any of these cards are. But just by spreading them around, I know one of your cards is going to be up here somewhere. In fact, I'm pretty sure I know, I think it's going to be this one. I'm going to put it aside for now. And then let me look through these cards here. I think I want to find your other card. No. Let's see. No. This one. I think this is your other card. There was a little bit of setup for this trick, but I think it's well worth it because the trick is so strong. You're going to grab all of the cards of one suit. So I'm using clubs, as you can see. And I'll put them in order, ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to king. I'll take that pack, flip it upside down. Then I'm going to count off 11 random cards, any 11 cards you want, place them on top of that pack, pick the whole thing up and put it on top of the rest of the cards, and now you're ready to go. Now you could do a false cut or a false shuffle to start the trick if you want. Not really necessary, but you could do that. Now when you ask them to cut off a third of the pack, they're going to get one of those spades, right? So they got the 4 there. If they cut a little bit deeper, they might have got another spade, but it's pretty hard to cut around a third and not get one of those spades. When they cut off that packet, then you're going to ask them to take the rest of the cards and cut that in half and put another packet to the side. Now at this point, I like to remind them that this is the center of the deck, right? That was in the middle, so there's no way I could possibly know which card is here. And if I'm doing this trick for magicians, I'll use the term key card. I'll say, look, there couldn't possibly be a key card because this came in the middle of the pack. I couldn't have known where you were going to cut to. So look at that top card. And of course, if that one was a club, then this one has to be a club. If you think about what's left in this pile, if I were to just flip this over right now and look at it, the 7 is going to be the lowest of all the spades that are left. It has to be because that's what's in order. Of course, I'm not flipping the pack over though. I'm going to ask them to shuffle the pack. It doesn't matter if they shuffle it because I know once I flip this over, I'm just going to look for the lowest of all the clubs that are there. Now I'm going to ask them to take this other packet and shuffle it before looking at any card. And the point of this is that they think they're mixing these cards up as much as they want. What they're actually going to do now is look at the top card. And I know that no matter what this top card is, it has to be in an exact position. And that position is going to be the club that I find here, that number, plus 10. That's where it has to be because I put 10 cards above it plus the clubs. And since I took that many clubs away, it has to be in that position. So they could shuffle these cards all they want, but then they're going to look at the top card. And by looking at this card, whatever it is, in this case a 5 of spades, I know that's going to be where I want it to be in a minute. Now I have them shuffle the middle pack, which doesn't matter at all because I'm not going to use these cards for anything. And these cards are going to go on top of these cards, which is as if these don't even exist. It doesn't really matter because they're going to go there. Then I put this on top of that. So what I know is I got to find the card here and I got to find the card at the bottom of the pack. The middle of the pack doesn't matter at all. So now when I flip these cards over, I'll spread a little bit of the deck. I don't want to go all the way because I don't want them to see that there's like a whole bunch of clubs down here together. But what I'm looking at is this top section here, and I'm looking for the lowest value club. So I see that the 7 of clubs is here. Then I got the 10, the jack, the king, the 8, right? And then there's no other clubs all the way till I get down here. So the 7 of clubs has to be the card that they looked at. So I have that one already in my head. So what I would do then is pick the cards up and I would place that aside. Now I remember in my mind 7. So I have to go 7 plus 10. So 17 cards from the bottom. Remember that bottom pack hasn't changed. So that card has to be 17 cards from the bottom. So what I'll do now is I'll just start grabbing cards and I'm counting in my head. I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it's not those. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like those. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And I'm just doing that until I get to the 17th card, which I know has to be their card. And I'll place that one on the table. Then I'll put all the cards away. You can even give them another shuffle, so there's no way that they'll ever notice that those clubs are all together. You'll ask them to name their cards, and when you flip these over, their mind will be blown.